but we got the job done. What I love and my biggest takeaway from that game is, one, shout out to Notre Dame. Yeah. Shout out to Marcus Freeman, the head coach. Notre Dame is the epitome of we over me. They are the epitome of that. If you look at the Notre Dame football team, you don't see a bunch of first-round NFL players. You see a couple here, a couple there, but they are not a team that is focused on a bunch of individuals. They are focused on a we collective attitude. And what I love the most, for the historians, if I may, not truly, Brian Kelly, the head coach of Notre Dame, he left Notre Dame 2 years ago. And the reason he left Notre Dame was because he wanted to go to a place where he thought he could win a national championship. His words, not mine. Brian Kelly said, I want to be in an environment where I have the resources to win a national championship. He said that in 2022 in April when he had moved on to go to LSU.
How's it looking now?
And he's still losing. Marcus Freeman took over a Notre Dame team that Brian Kelly said, you're not good enough to win a national championship with. And Marcus Freeman, within 2 years, has taken this team to a national championship. Won 10 games straight. Doesn't need a whole bunch of superstars. Allegedly, doesn't even need all the resources. He has a whole bunch of players that have bought into a we over me attitude. Football is the ultimate team sport, and I would suggest that Notre Dame is the ultimate team. Great defense, great head coach, a quarterback that is extremely humble but a phenomenal leader. I love what I saw. That was my biggest takeaway, Chase.
Yeah, look, I mean, you said it, and we used to have a shirt at South Lake Carroll in Dallas, Texas, and it said big team,
what's
little me. It's a South Lake Carroll high school. It's the best high school in Texas. And it used to say big team, little me. That's the epitome of what Notre Dame is. But my biggest takeaway, I got to go with the quarterback, Riley Leonard. Look, he's an absolute dog. I know he threw some interceptions, 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing, 1 passing. The thing about Riley Leonard that gets me is when he does play and he makes some of these throws and he makes some of these runs, it never really looks pretty. Like he looks like he's always struggling to try and throw it down the field. It looks like he's really never fast enough to get around some of those NFL defensive linemen that Penn State has. Yet he's still making these plays. He's the epitome of a leader. He's the epitome of putting the team on your back when your team needs you. And such a great human being, too. Like he has I loved it, and ESPN reported it. He wears a wristband that's given from his mom every single game. And you know what that wristband says? It says, you suck. And his mom sends him a text every single game before the game saying, you suck. It's his way of like, hey, I'm in the spotlight. It's check your ego at the door. And I love that story. I love everything that he epitomizes when you're talking about a college football player. This isn't the pros, right? He's probably not going to go on and be a first-round pick, right? But when you're in college and you are a leader of the team and you just lead selflessly, to me, that's a big deal.
What does your wife text your son before his games?
You're great. Not you suck.
You might have to rethink that, Hillary.
No, but she said the reason why she told him that he sucks because when he was younger, everybody would say how good he was, how great you are, how good you are. She said, oh, no.
I like that.
Suck.
Every game.
And it's like that's something Dad would do.
Yeah.
You know, he played well. He got some game.
He got some,
right? And he got some fight because he started off kind of rusty, you know, and then he.
For real.
But I'll say what I learned from the game is Freeman's coaching these guys up to be tough.
Yes, sir.
The game did not start good. I'm like Penn State about to run away with this thing. Right? Run the ball up and down the field, getting turnovers. But then they find a way to get 3 points and a half. Andy Reid always says, a really great team is a team that can score before the half and can score in 2 minutes at the end of the game. And that's what they did. And then the second half, they came out the first drive, scored. Like, okay, you thought we was done? No, we're still in this game. They ran the ball well. The quarterback made some plays when they had to. And defense played good. They played strong. They finished. I think the biggest thing is just the way that Notre Dame fought the whole time. You know, I've never really been like a super Notre Dame fan like that, ever. But last night, I became a fan.
Yeah.
Like the way they playing show a lot of heart, a lot of grit, and I love that.
They're likable.
Yeah.
They're likable.
Yeah.
No, I loved it too, and I'm with Shady. This Notre Dame team, back-to-back weeks, they showed that we some dogs.
Yeah.
That's what I got at it. And the head coach, kudos to Freeman, but this team, they gonna fight, they gritty, and they are some dogs. You watched the Georgia game last week. That wasn't a game that we could come in here and say, hey, they dominated the run game or dominated the pass game. No, they just gritted out a win, right? They played good defense, they played good offense, and they made the play when they had to make the play. When they went down 10-0, I was like, this over. This over. And I'm saying it's over because I'm watching the offense during that stretch, and they can't even get a first down on Penn State defense.
Yeah.
And then I'm watching Penn State run the football up and down on the field on you, and then they buckle down, especially after halftime. The backup quarterback is the one that came in my humble opinion, and gave them a spark to go down there and get that field goal before the half. And then you come out in the second half, and they really just a gritty football team, man. And they really were the most physical team in the second half, and that's why they won. They got after the passer. They stopped the run in the second half better than they did in the first half. Gritty team, gritty win, because they were not supposed to win this game.
What's fascinating to me, though, is usually teams like this don't win this game. Like, especially in college.
They weren't the most talented.
College is about the stars.
No doubt.
Tonight, you are going to see Jeremiah Smith, Ohio State. Emeka Egbuka, Ohio State. Travion Henderson, Ohio State. Quinshon Junkins, Ohio State. Matthew Golden, who you talked about at Texas. Isaiah Bond, who got hurt, who you talked about at Texas. Like, you are going to see NFL first 3 round picks. Shady, you like the running back in Jeremiah Love. You like the running back for Notre Dame, obviously, out there. But, like, there wasn't just a field littered with stars, but Notre Dame said, we don't need all of that.
100%.
We don't need all of that. I also liked the command that Marcus Freeman, the head coach, had of the team. There was a point right before the second half when one of the assistant coaches was saying, hey, we should take a timeout. Marcus Freeman ran up there, and you could just see he actually had the full command of clock control and game control.
Which you don't see very often.
In the NFL, we don't even see
it's
it.
an issue. He knew exactly what to do when the time was. He's only 38. Marcus Freeman is a 30-year Notre Dame. The moment was never too big for him. And I think that's what I like about him as a coach is you can tell he's a player's coach, but he demands respect out of his players, and his players give it to him. But they just know they're so good because when you have a team that's not the better team on offense, defense, or special teams, talent-wise, you have to be really good in situational football, and you have to be really disciplined. I thought the Notre Dame team was the most disciplined team last night.
Shady, after watching Notre Dame, and obviously you know the landscape of college football, do you think that they can compete in the national championship? They're going to be there. Can they compete while they're there?
I think they can. They showing that. Like, and the thing with Notre Dame is they're not in no conference, right? But they play a lot of different conferences, and they play well. So they see all different brands of football. Compared to if you're only in one conference, you only really see that unless you have a game or two outside of the conference. You look at Notre Dame, they play so many different brands of football that they okay with it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you want to play SEC? Cool. We're going to beat them too. Yeah, they physical, we physical. Oh, wait, Big Ten, y'all bigger, y'all stronger. We're going to show you that. And that's what they've been doing. They've been adapting to every different thing, and that starts with the head coach. Yeah. Marcus Freeman is doing such a great job, and I'm happy he's a brother, though. He's representing for the brothers. But on a serious note, they are good. I think that they would give some issues and some problems to Texas. Yeah. And the fact that Texas won't be in that game, then we're going against Ohio State.
I've had enough.
But I'm saying,
it's 9 minutes into the show.
What I'm getting to is that because they're not going to play Texas because Texas ain't that good. So I'm not saying anything that you guys don't know, okay? But when they play Ohio State, I think Ohio State wins, but I think it's going to be a challenging game. It won't be what people think it's going to be. It's a blowout.
I like Notre Dame, man, and I like what Notre Dame is putting on the football field. I didn't think the game against Georgia was going to be close. I thought Georgia would bully them. They let you know we ain't about them games. We got dudes in the trenches. We going to play good defense. We going to run this football. That's their formula. So they really do not beat themselves. I don't care who comes out of this game tonight. I think the national championship is going to be a good football game. I like Notre Dame.
I think Notre Dame could play with Texas. I don't know if Notre Dame can play with the talent of Ohio State if they win. At some point, talent has to overtake and litter the field in the national championship. I'm giving your team a chance tonight.
What?
But maybe I'm not because it's Ohio. Like, I'm just saying.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
I'm tired of this.
Okay, all right.
I'm tired of all this. Texas ain't got a chance.
Y'all come back and talk about what us.
No,
you out.
stay over there. Okay, Texas, Ohio State. I believe, Chase. I believe.
What do you actually believe?
This is the national championship game we're watching tonight. See, and I leave this show. I'm taking a trip down to Dallas, Texas, going to the Cotton Bowl.
Snowing and all.
I got to see it in flesh.
Snowing and all.
I got to see it in person.
You going to be taking selfies of McConaughey?
You might see a selfie or two. Okay, let's go through every major category and let's figure out who has the edge. Texas, Ohio State, it's the game of all games. Starting with the quarterback, you got Will Howard, you got Quinn Ewers. Who has the edge?
Quinn Ewers went to my high school. It's so difficult, but it's Will Howard. It's Will Howard, no doubt. Look, 2 college football playoff games, 75% completion percentage. He's averaging 315 yards passing and 5 total touchdowns, only 1 interception. They are starting fast. And I pick Will Howard because he's playing great, but his two receivers, Jeremiah Smith and Ibuka, they are playing at another level. You talk about NFL-style guys. These are two of the guys. Plus, each running back over there has 10 total touchdowns each, 3 in the playoffs each. It's too much to handle for me.
I would give you my answer, but Ohio State answered the question already. It's Quinn Ewers. How did Ohio State answer this question? Remember, at 17 years old, Quinn Ewers said, I don't want to go to my senior year of high school because Ohio State offered Quinn Ewers $1 million to forego his senior year in high school and go play at Ohio State. Texas's quarterback started his career at Ohio State, stayed there for 1 year before transferring to Texas. He is by far the more talented
But
QB.
he transferred to Texas because he couldn't play at Ohio State.
Because there was a man named C.J. Stroud.
But he transferred to Texas because, so Will Howard.
Okay,
Will Howard.
Let's talk about the offense now because we've already said it. Texas, they got Isaiah Bond. They got Wisner. They got Gunnar Helm. They got Matthew Golden. Ohio State, though, you're
trying to talk yourself into Texas.
Trying.
We all know it's Ohio State. This is the offense. They're averaging almost 42 points per game. This offense is 486 yards per game, multiple touchdowns. They do stuff. And what I love what they do the best out of all the things they do, we talk about the running backs. We talk about the receivers. The offensive line's a little banged up. But what they do the best, they start fast. And they step on the pedal. They step on your throat. From the start of the game, it's Ohio State for me.
Ohio State versus Tennessee took a 21-skunk lead before Tennessee even looked up. Ohio State versus Oregon, they scored on the first possession, scored on the third possession, scored on the fourth possession. Ohio State has a better offense for my mind, for my money. I believe that Chip Kelly, especially just having to be an offensive coordinator at Ohio State, not even a head coach, he has been dialing it up.
The first 15.
Dude.
Excellent.
It's like nothing you've ever seen before. Ohio State's offense in the first quarter and the first half, they a different type of
And when I say first 15, just real quick, it's the first 15 plays of the game. It's scripted by Chip Kelly. They're all on the same page. They've been excellent.
Absolutely excellent. Let's talk about excellence because defense, who got the edge?
You know you got this edge. You know you got this edge. I'll give this edge to Texas. Look, the one spot that I worry about Ohio State is that offensive line. They're playing some backups. The Achilles heel of the Buckeyes offense the entire year has been they've allowed pressure on Will Howard. When Will Howard gets pressured, just like any other quarterback, he's not the same guy. Look, Texas had 33 quarterback pressures versus Arizona State. 33. That is an outstanding rate. If they can do that, they give themselves a chance to win.
That is well said as Texas. This is by far Texas. Texas's defensive line, they don't have a bunch of superstar names, but look out for number 11. He's a freshman. He's a different type of beast. Linebacker, look out for number 0. Anthony Hill, he's a sophomore. He's a different type of beast. And I'll tell you the defensive player you need to look out for most here in a little bit. It's easily Texas. Head coach, can't wait to hear your answer here.
Look, Ryan Day got a lot of crap after he lost to Michigan. I think it was the best thing to ever happen to them because I got Ryan Day. And I have Ryan Day because, look, Ohio State's played in 4 of the last 6 college football championships. That's crazy. The playoffs, they made it. All that stuff, okay? However, their national championship 10 years ago. I like it. Look, I love Sark, offensive-minded. I think Ryan Day, though, he's on a heater right now with this team. They are easily the most talented team. Will he continue to come through? Will he manage the game well when it comes down to that time? I think so.
He is on a heater. Because he was sitting on a heater. His seat was hot.
He off it now.
His seat was hot. It's Steve Sarkisian, baby. My coach ain't on nobody's hot seat. Think about what Sarkisian has done mainly with this program year after year after year. Last year, Texas was already in the Final Four. Last year, Texas played Washington. I was at that game. It was in New Orleans. Texas was 1 win away from the national championship game last year. Texas is 1 win away from the national championship game this year. What Steve Sarkisian has done is great.
He's brought them back, and I think that's the whole thing is like, when's Texas back? Back-to-back years in the semifinals, you got to give it to him as well.
Shout out, though, what Ryan Day is doing in the playoffs. It's different.
Dude, it's different.
It's different.
And because everyone was calling for his head after he lost to Michigan. Look, he doesn't play well against Michigan. I think this goes a long way in considering his fate in Ohio State.
The most important question I believe I can ask about this game is the next question because games come down to X factors. Who is the player? Who is the coach?
Yeah.
What is the play? What's the decision that's going to decide and differentiate this game? I cannot wait to hear your answer. X factor in this one.
Take this quarterback, okay, and move him to the X factor because it will be Quinn Ewers. Look, the run game for Texas has not been great. They have struggled getting it going. I think if Quinn Ewers has a game like he had last week versus Arizona State, but just the fourth quarter and overtime. Don't give me the first quarter, second quarter, third. Give me the fourth And overtime, Quinn Ewers, if he does that, if he finds those big-time receivers down the field, if their defense can keep it close, I think he comes through in the clutch again.
Chase, I'm going to answer this question in story form. Stay with me for a second, viewers. I was a true sophomore playing the University of Oklahoma. Chase, you remember the name Jermaine Gresham?
Oh, yes.
Jermaine Gresham.
Oklahoma tight end.
Oklahoma tight end, first-round pick. Before the game, I'm a little nervous because I'm like, yo, they got a dog. He's like a senior. Jermaine Gresham, he a dude. And my linebacker running mate, Keenan Robinson, he said, hey, this is a money game. You go shut down Jermaine Gresham, this one you get paid. See, my X factor, this is a money game. You shut down Jeremiah Smith, this where you get paid. Isaiah Bond.
Oh, I like it.
Not Isaiah Bond, excuse me. Jahdae Barron.
Yeah,
the defensive back.
Yeah.
The reason I said Isaiah Bond wears number 7. Jahdae Barron wears number 7.
The double numbers.
They both wear number 7.
Numbers.
In my head, I reprocessed it. Jahdae Barron, this is a money game, big dog. Jahdae Barron is an absolute dude. Thorpe Award winner, best defensive back in college
First
football.
team
That is the Thorpe. First team All-American.
He's going to have his hands full, though.
Jahdae Barron, it's a money game.
Do you take him man-to-man and you just put him on Smith the whole game?
They won't do it. That's not what Texas does. They won't travel him. I do not believe so. But I watched the Jahdae Barron interview yesterday. Remember, Jeremiah Smith, many people are suggesting, is the best Ohio State wide receiver in the history of Ohio State wide receivers. Ooh. A school that produced Chris Carter, Marvin Harrison Jr., maybe Jackson Smith-Njigba, a school that has produced Michael Thomas. Jahdae, this is a money game. You can become a top 5, top 10 pick off this game, or people going to look at you like, are you really that good?
There's a lot of burnt orange up there, but I think Ohio State in the end takes it. Sorry.
Leave that man alone, though.
Which one?
Cannot travel.
Let's talk. Let's get back to this. Let's wrap then.
Leave Jeremiah alone.
That's right.
He cannot travel.
That's right. Here's the thing. Here is obviously Jeremiah Smith is a dude.
Yeah, leave him alone.
He's a true freshman. I think 18, 19 years old. He is a dude.
Yeah.
But this is one of those games, James, where if Texas is going to win, their dudes are going to have to outplay those.
The only difference is that Jeremiah don't just line up at the X.
I know.
Jeremiah goes in the slot. Jeremiah motions a lot. Jeremiah's outside. Jeremiah's in stack formations. Jeremiah's getting fly sweeps. You can't travel.
Exactly.
And any elite corner, when you get a receiver like that, you can't travel because he's in so many different spots. He's moving, he's motioning. You cannot travel. And then at the end of the day, it's the ball skills. None of them dudes on Texas have the ball skills that Jeremiah has. He is going to go up and get the ball. One hand, two hands, no hands, chest catching. It don't not matter. So leave him alone. Play defense. Texas has a really good defense. Play defense. Don't even put pressure on that young dude right there because I promise you, stock will go down.
But the dilemma is, though, that can't be that can't be the mindset. Because if you are upperclassman, which Barron is, if you're a Thorpe Award winner, which means you're the best defensive back in all of college.
Yeah.
I can't, hey, be scared, be timid, stop going. No. Jeremiah Smith, the freshman.
Yeah.
Treat him like a freshman.
Yeah.
That's your only hope. That's your only opportunity is let this be, hey, Jeremiah Smith, what was your freshman moment when I went up against Jahdae Barron? Hey, what was your freshman moment when I went up against Texas? Because Jeremiah Smith has not seen a corner.
Did you watch the film that we watched against Oregon, though?
Oregon ain't got those players.
But did you watch Jeremiah Smith?
It was scary. And to James's point, the reason, talking a little more football nuances, the reason you can't travel against a wide receiver that moves everywhere is it telegraphs the defense.
Yeah, that's true.
If you are traveling, more often than not, I know y'all are in man-to-man if Jeremiah Smith is lined up over, Jahdae Barron's lined up over Jeremiah Smith. If you don't travel, you might be in man, you might be in zone, etc.
So really quick, though, because we played the Cardinals, and this was it was myself, Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb. We were the three. And Randall Cobb and Jordy Nelson was balling harder than me. They had more yards, catches, and all that than me. And Patrick Peterson was following me. And I'm like, I'm looking in the huddle, I see him, and I'm like, why you following? He ain't looking for me. You know? You know what I mean? And every time,
yo,
Why is he following you?
You in the huddle, right? You like waltzing up to see if he looking. Walk to the right. He got me.
And what's crazy is I actually act like I was going. And he following me, and I'm like, and I asked him, bro, why are you following me? And he was like, well, you just play the X. You ain't moving. You ain't doing nothing. So I like my chances against you. Basically, like, the Aaron ain't gonna throw to you, and they'll play coverage against them.
That's smart.
So maybe the other receiver at Ohio State, you put your number one corner, you got him wherever he goes. We gonna play defense on photo.
Yeah, well, I know we gotta go to break, right? It's gonna get ugly, and I want to give, and like we've been friends for a long time, and I want to give you the opportunity right here in front of America, right, on the facility.
Ooh.
Brothers to brothers, right, in the facility. I want to give you a chance. Hey, man, do you want to get an honest bet on your school? Because I know you went to Texas. And
Money
Texas,
line.
And Texas love you. They love this boy.
You going to get
right?
points or straight up?
Money line.
So, got the opportunity, man. Do you want to make this bet?
Come on,
Your
we gotta
team.
do something.
Because if Pitt was in the freaking
If
playoffs,
San Jose State was
I don't
in-
care who it is, I'm putting money on them. It don't gotta be 10, 20,000. You got to get something on them.
Yeah.
So, Acho, before we go to break, dog,
One stack. That's it.
can we put some money on your school that love you?
A stack.
The school that loves you.
A stack.
The school that cares about you.
Look, pride comes before the fall, Shady. Pride comes before the fall. If I'm too prideful in these Longhorns, it only means I'm a fall. So it don't even make sense.
What's he talking
It don't even
about?
make sense.
500?
Me neither.
It don't even make sense for me to make this.
Hold on, really
Do you
quick.
have no faith?
Hold on. What if you got a call from Star Keeson right now?
Sark, baby.
You was a commitment speaker. That's what you doing.
And they say, Acho, we want you to come talk to this team before the game. That's what you.
How can you do that? Because you didn't bet on your team.
Forget sucking to the players. He talked to the university. The commitment.
Commencement speech.
Yo! And that's what you pay up.
They better not watch this show. You ain't coming back.
You do all this
Not
horns
going
and all
back.
this.
No, I see, because here we use DraftKings.
Yeah.
And so I have to place my bet through DraftKings.
Bro, this ain't this ain't none of that. This is friends betting on the college.
And you guys have made plenty bets without DraftKings.
So, hey, yo, look, my man, I'm done with all this playing around. I'm gonna take my coffee.
100.
Are you betting or you not?
Let's do dinner. A quick $200 dinner.
Mastros.
Quick $200 dinner bet.
Wow.
You want to bet dinner? Okay.
Nobu Malibu.
Can I bring a friend? Like dinner, me and you is just like that's just like working together.
You bring one friend.
Oh, okay. One friend. Can I be the friend?
It's a bet.
What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.